Mark Cuban revealed secret strategy investing in Ripple XRP. In a tweet on Saturday, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, said that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has forgotten about its responsibilities to consumers even though it is still enforcing rules. The price of XRP as of today is $0.35, and the trading volume for the past 24 hours is $136 billion. We are updating our XRP price in US dollars in real time. XRP has dropped 30% in the last day and a half. World Crypto Finance. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it and sign up for the channel. Do you agree with the analysts about XRP? Write your answers in the comments, and I'll give you 500 XRP. At the end of the week, XRP coins will be sent to a random subscriber. Check out the comments for how to do something. You just have to write the word XRP. See the whole video to like and subscribe. In the past few days, the Relative Strength Index, RSI, has not been clear. Last week, the RSI held a value of 50, which is a neutral value, as support. However, this level has not been passed recently. Thus, there may be some volatile dynamics during the weekend. Also, the Awesome Oscillator, AO, was below zero, but it hasn't yet shown a strong bearish impulse. The /D line had a resistance zone right above it, which was shown by two white lines with dots. If a /D can get past this area, it will show that demand for the XRP rally is strong. The Directional Movement Index, DMI, showed that there wasn't a strong trend because it was at level 20, just above the 20 mark, and the color was yellow. Technically, this indicated a bearish trend, but in general meant the absence of a significant trend over the past few days. In the next day or two, the 35 to 36 cents range for Dash will be important to protect the bulls. If a lower low forms below this area, it will mean that sellers are getting stronger. On the shorter time frames, momentum indicators were not clear. Bitcoin could also have a big effect on where XRP goes in the near future. The cryptocurrency community is discussing the SEC's victory over the LBRY crypto company in May 2021. The SEC sued LB Reeve for offering unregistered securities to American investors. The Securities and Exchange Commission filed a lawsuit against LB Reeve, a digital content distribution company and a trading platform, for it just a few months after it filed a similar lawsuit against Ripple. Many crypto and legal experts think that the outcome of the LB Reeve case will be a key factor in the Ripple lawsuit. In a tweet today, John Deaton, the founder of Crypto Law and an attorney, reacted to the SEC's win over LBRY. Deaton said that the SEC will talk about the LB Reeve verdict in its upcoming short answers to Ripple's motion for a summary judgment. He also said that Ripple would probably talk about the case in its reply to the Securities and Exchange Commission's request for a simpler process. He also thinks that the SEC will make the most of its win over LBR. Why in the case of Ripple? Deaton also pointed out the difference between these cases. This decision is from the First District. The Upton case and the Ripple XRP case are both from the Second Circuit and follow different rules. He added, "I didn't have time to read it, but I'm sure its SEC will quote it in a short answer in a couple of weeks. And the facts will show how different it is. The First District is making this decision. The Upton case and the Ripple XRP case are both in the Second Circuit and follow different rules." In a separate tweet, Deaton also said that the SEC won a perfect victory against LB Reeve because the court didn't make a difference between the sale of the token and the sale of the token itself. He added that the SEC and its chairman Gary Gensler will use this case as an example against crypto projects in the future. Unfortunately, this is a complete win for the SEC because the judge doesn't make a difference between sales on the secondary market and sales on the Brightcom or in the future compared to sales in the past. Prepare with a small slur. And the SEC will use this case as a model for how to fight crypto in the future. Even though you're Jeremy Hogan, a partner at Hogan also says something about the way things are going. Hogan also thinks that the SEC will use its win against LB Reeve in the Ripple case. LB Reeve put up a good fight, but in the end, he lost. The judge based his decision almost entirely on the fact that the tokens were almost never used during the sale. I think this case will be in the Securities and Exchange Commission's final report on the Ripple case. The court also said that the main problem with LB Resphere's notification argument is that it doesn't have anything to back it up other than Frank's claim that this is the first time the SEC has tried to make an issuer of digital tokens that didn't do an ICO register. The court also said that LB Re doesn't point to a specific SEC statement that says companies should only have to register if they do an ICO. The court decided that the SEC's actions in this case were not based on a new interpretation of the rule, since the rule itself does not say that the behavior in question is illegal. Instead, the SEC based its claim on the direct application of a respected Supreme Court precedent that has been used by hundreds of federal courts across the country for more than 70 years. Even though this may be the first time it's been used against the digital token issuers who didn't do an ICO LBR, it's still a big deal. White can't say that it didn't know that what it was doing was against the law. The SEC's method of enforcing regulations is not well liked. But even though they aren't very popular, issuing tokens will remain hard as long as the laws don't change or the SEC doesn't come up with a better way to do it. The Securities and Exchange Commission is making more efforts to enforce the law. This decision is likely to help this trend continue. If you are giving out tokens or have already given them out, you need to protect your legal rights. On Twitter, Ripple Technical Director David Schwartz urged employees of the FTX cryptocurrency exchange to consider applying to Ripple, claiming that the blockchain payment company is constantly recruiting employees. But he listed a few exceptions and said that Ripple doesn't want to work with FTX employees on compliance, finance, or business ethics, which could be related to shady practices on the cryptocurrency exchange. Hi, at FTX_official, Ripple always hires people who have nothing to do with compliance, finance, or business ethics. The facts show that the cryptocurrency exchange that leads us is now facing bankruptcy. A report from Reuters says that the cryptocurrency exchange is trying to raise $9.4 billion in capital to stay in business after the deal with Biden's fell through. The report says that FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, also known as SPF, is trying to get $1 billion from competitors and venture capitalists. The exchange has already gotten a loan from Tron to make sure that TRX-related tokens are easy to buy and sell. According to a tweet from one of its official accounts, the blockchain shows that the exchange has started to process withdrawals again. But, according to a tweet from yesterday, the cryptocurrency exchange at first didn't let Bahamian customers withdraw money because it follows Bahamian law. Even though he says he will eventually get the services back up and running for his customers all over the world, users don't believe him. It is noteworthy that this is not the first time that the exchange gives guarantees to users this week. On Monday, SPF told its users that the exchange and its assets are safe. But ShoppingJaw's announcement that Biden's plans to sell its FTT assets confirmed reports from CoinDesk and Dirty Bubble Media that the exchange was illiquid. Yesterday, SPF tried to say sorry in a long Twitter thread for misusing about $8 billion of user funds. This is interesting. He said he was working on getting loans so that users could get their assets back. In a funny turn of events, the FTX had tweeted to CZ, "Well played, you won." Today, the nonprofit Blockchain Association asked for permission to write a summary of the lawsuit between the Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple Labs. This will give more information about how the agency's arguments in the case may affect the crypto industry as a whole. If it is approved, the group's arguments will be taken into account when the court makes a summary judgment based on the amicus curiae note that was sent along with it. These kinds of summaries can put the facts in a new light and help us understand them better, but they can't add any new facts or evidence to the case. The U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York recently reached the summary trial stage of a case. Both sides argued that the trial wasn't necessary because the facts weren't in dispute. Instead, they asked the judge to decide the case based on the facts that had already been presented. But the Blockchain Association, a lobbying group based in Washington, D.C., wants to explain what the ruling could mean for the crypto industry as a whole. It wouldn't be too much of an exaggeration to say that the decision in this case, if it isn't based on specific facts and legal issues that are minimally needed to solve this case, can have very bad effects on the trillion-dollar industry. Given that blockchain technology has a lot of uses, this could hurt a big part of the American economy in the future, the Blockchain Association said in a statement supporting the report. The proposed review includes examples from the industry that show how tokens are used outside of what is considered an investment contract. The SEC sued Ripple for the first time in 2020, saying that it had not registered its XRP token as a security. Since then, during the trial, the SEC has said that XRP is a security both when it was first issued and when it was sold on secondary markets. The SEC has a harsh view that a token that was sold as part of an investment contract can't be separated from that investment contract even if it is sold later. Even if none of the original buyer's legal rights are transferred with the token, it will almost ruin an entire industry. The Amicus report says that the summary tries to give an idea of which parts of the industry might be affected by what the report calls poorly defined rules for using tokens. He also doesn't agree with the SEC's history of making public statements that are inconsistent, incomplete, and hard to understand. The SEC's idea that market participants can just follow securities laws isn't true, because securities laws don't take into account how an asset that could have been issued as a security can exist when it's no longer tied to any kind of investment contract. This is important when trying to apply the Howey test. But blockchain associations request joins attempts by a number of other groups to present their amicus arguments. U.S. District Court Judge Annalisa Torres granted Investor Choice Advocates Network and Spend the Bits requests to file amicus curiae briefs in support of the Ripple blockchain company, which has been fighting a tough battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for almost 2 years. What do you think XRP will be like in 2023? Write what you think will happen in the comments. Thank you for watching this video to the end. Please remember to like it and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Also, don't forget to enter our contest in the XRP comments to get 500 XRP added to your account.